Well, hello there, Commonwealth. This is Great Grandpa Gamer. It's time to finish up our construction, our upgrading of the prefab metal shack. And while we put a few touches here and there, let me give you a preview of what's coming up. We're going to use some very creative rug glitch solutions to make that prefab shack look fantastic. We're going to make some use out of a horrible area, a horrible spot in the prefab shack. We're going to build some custom walls to defend the settlement. And we're going to go on a decorating bench. Hope y'all enjoy. Well, one of the first things I'll talk about is that horrible corner of the shack right there that you can't do anything with. But what if we put a boxcar door right in that groove that separates the two sections of the shack? A hidden door, a slot door, a barn door. Doesn't that look cool? Yep, we're completely closed off once we add one more wall piece. There you go. Now those two columns have been taken out of the picture because we're using the area. And we'll just set ourselves down a simple little restroom. A pillar glitch the sink onto the wall because, well, it's never in the right place. And a simple light bulb. That area is used. It's no longer no man's land, and we can move on with the rest of the construction. I'm just doing my usual thing here, making bunk beds. Remember, folks, when you do a group move like this, go ahead and do a quick save first, because those things have to stay where you put them, or you've got to deconstruct the whole thing. All right, let's just stack a whole bunch of rubber mats up. We're going to use the biggest ones, we're going to use the medium ones, and then let's just place down a whole bunch of doormats. We're going to combine the two to do a very nice floor for the entire shack. Last thing we're going to need is a floor that we can raise up and down. A shack foundation should work nicely. It has legs, I can raise it up and down. So here's a trick, and some of you have seen me do it before. Place a doormat on top of the shack foundation. It's hanging over the edge. Place the big rubber mat right on top. Make sure you hide that small floor mat underneath. You can't see it anymore. Raise the shack foundation. Now you can see that small doormat. There. We're going to select the doormat. And we're able to rug glitch the big rug. That way we can get tight into the corners without any guiding rugs being visible. We're going to do this throughout this metal shack. I even glitched two pieces of floor together. You can't see the seams. It's perfect. The only thing you can see if you look at it in the right light is the shimmering effect. Okay, it's time to put a few pieces of furniture down. I place the chairs sideways next to the tables wherever possible, because when settlers sit on the chairs, if there is not enough clearance between the chair and the table, the settlers will end up on top of the table. And if there's not enough room between the table and the ceiling, the settlers will end up on the roof. The mystery behind the settlers at Sanctuary Hills is solved. Come on, let's make a fireplace. My buddies R. Marks and Lancelot, they've done some really cool things with using these, what are they called? Filing cabinets. The metal filing cabinets. And turning those into modern looking fireplaces. Don't you think? I made this one tall so we have a chimney coming out the top. You can add smoke features if you like. Make it very, very convincing. I've got a few Creation Club items in here. Some builds I'll do with Creation Club, some I'll avoid Creation Club. I've got all kinds of folk watching these videos. Let's just put something in there for all of us. Look how that rubber mat just convincingly covered the bathroom area. It squeezed right in. Okay, I've got another trick for you. Again, School Zone, who showed me that concealing the small doormats underneath whatever you're moving, whatever you're doing a rug glitch on, it gave me a way to merge two sofas together, or two pieces of furniture together seamlessly. Look at that, I can match the chrome on that Creation Club couch together, and then I can use a big rug just to carry the whole thing in. Notice how I've even put it right there where the supporting column is. We took that column out of the picture. It's no longer in the way. Okay, I'm building a big old boundary wall with fence posts. The white picket fences. Makes a nice big convincing wall. Yeah, we're making a basement out of the underside of our shack. There we are. If we just close it off nicely, we'll be able to do something with that area. Maybe you've seen this before, but if you put a junk fence on top of the rugs, then you could pillar glitch the rug underneath the ground and just sink that junk fence straight to wherever you need it. I didn't invent that. I'm just using a good idea. We're going to pillar glitch a bus into the sand. We'll be able to use that bus later for living quarters. And since that bus wasn't perfectly bumping up against our picket fence wall, well, a few raider spikes will deter invaders. Okay, hey, one more time. Let's share how to make the walls out of the balcony railings, or the picket fences, or the wire fences. Eventually, everybody will know how to do it, and I won't share it anymore. But in the meantime, all you have to do is just lay down floor pieces. Then you snap balcony railings to them. You remove the floor pieces. And you can lower your previous construction on down. And we can make a convincing wall we can put anywhere we like. So in the case of the fences, instead of floor pieces, we just used a fence post maybe to guide the whole thing. And just removed a few pieces of it, raised the rest up. There's no end to the kinds of things you could do. You can mix and match the balcony railings. You can do this with the scaffold rails. You could do that with the concrete rails. You could do any number of things. Get creative, have fun. There's no limit to the types of designs that you can now come up with. You're not limited to the game's walls. You're limited only by what you can think of. And that is an awful lot. Friends, we built a wall around the settlement. And we built our guardhouse from the prefab metal shack. And you know what? This thing is looking good. I really, really like this. Now, I didn't do all the decorating yet. I'm going to save some of that for the final walkthrough of this settlement. Take a look at that. Have you all ever gone to a driving range? This is my version of that big old fence at the end of the driving range. Yep, it's built with chucked together pieces of lumber, including barn pillars, fence posts, whatever I felt like throwing up there. And I've got more ideas for it in the near future. I haven't done anything with this patio. I'm going to save a bit of that fun for the final tour. But we've done some things with the interior. You've seen this room and how we decorate it with our fireplace. The floors look really nice, right up to the edge, except for right there. Yes, we hid the fact that we had a no man's land bathroom. And there's that one door that leads to the outside of the settlement. Really bad place for it, but I'm going to keep it. I've got to take one last look at that bathroom. So we're turning around right here. Come on now. There you go. That is so fun because that door just slides in between the two shack walls. That really is the definitive pocket door. I've got more stuff planned for this upper area. Let's go take a look at the boundary walls down here. A little place to hold my junk. I kept tripping over it. Place to wreck the junk in there until I get a chance to use it. Yep, we have some convincing defenses right there. Let's take a look at the underside. Those decorations, many of them were pillar glitched into place on that shelf right there. All of them were pillar glitched in. And those won't move, not like junk items. Everything on that shelf is going to stay right where it is. Last look up this way. I really like how that's turned out. We'll look at it from one more angle and take one last look at the top shack. Friends, thank you very much. I've received some good comments, and I've received some recommendations. Folks are helping old Grandpa out. I appreciate that. I just want to thank you for joining me. I want you to have a fantastic day. Bye-bye all.